Are you a property spruiker? I think you might be an off-the-plan salesman, or just a glorified sales agent. Let's hang around to the end of this video to find out. Are buyer's agents still relevant in 2024? Or are they trying to get $10,000 to $20,000 of your hard-earned cash just to do something that you could do yourself? Now, my name's Luke and I talk all things real estate, renovating and financial freedom here on the channel. And I actually run a buyer's agency here in Southeast Queensland called Purpose Property. And currently we charge clients somewhere between $14,000 to $30,000 to help them secure the right property for the right price in the right location. But are buyer's agents still relevant this year and going forward, given that we have more data and more information at our fingertips, or are you wasting your money? Now let's face it, the market is moving and changing rapidly. We have so many data points available to us now that we didn't have 5, 10, 20 years ago. People used to pull up the newspaper on a Sunday morning, pull out the section which had all the data around the property market and circle the suburbs they were wanting to target based on the yields or based on the potential capital growth. Nowadays, we have data houses like CoreLogic and SQM, Domain, a bunch of different resources at our fingertips to give us data points around the economic data, around incomes, around demographics, as well as local trends and where property prices are heading. Now, it is very important to look at this data, and more people are becoming educated around the property market and around their finances. And I think that's an amazing thing. There are also a bunch of courses out there that people are selling to help people invest and grow their knowledge base and look at potentially doing this themselves in building out a property portfolio. Now, back when Emily and I first started building our property portfolio, we actually used essentially someone that was a buyer's agent. They were more of a financial advisor, but essentially they filled the buyer's agent role and helping us find and negotiate on a property. And although we ended up finding the property that we wanted to buy, they actually saved us tens of thousands of dollars through the negotiation process. Now, yes, their customer service wasn't necessarily up to scratch, and they did try and get us to sign up for future programs and purchases down the track, but it was worth it for us for our first property purchase to help us build out our property portfolio by using a buyer's agent. As defined by the REIQ here in Queensland, a buyer's agent represents both owner-occupiers and investors who are looking to buy a property. As opposed to real estate sales agents, they do not represent sellers. So a buyer's agent is an advocate for either the owner-occupier or the investor to help them find the right property for the right price in the right location. What licenses do you even need to be a buyer's agent? In most of the states, you're going to need that real estate license to represent buyers in these real estate transactions. Now, there's lots of different pseudo buyer's agents out there, financial advisors, maybe some mortgage brokers occasionally do this, or some property spruikers. So there's lots of different people who are involved in property because it's not a licensed financial product. It means that lots of people can get involved with real estate transactions, but you should be working with someone who has a full real estate license and can act on your behalf. Now, most buyer's agents are going to charge somewhere between $5,000 to $30,000 depending on the purchase price and depending on the transaction. The most common numbers we see are around that $15,000 to $20,000 in terms of fees. Now, if you head over to purposeproperty.com.au, we disclose our fees in full. We want our clients to be informed with what they're going to have to pay if they want to work with us as their buyer's agent. Now, we charge an engagement fee of $4,400 up front. And the reason we do that is we work with a limited number of clients. We work with roughly 8 clients at a time because it's myself and 5 staff members here in our business at Purpose Property. And as you can see, for purchases up to $700,000, we charge $14,000 including GST, and that would be split $4,400 up front and $9,600 on success. And then we have different tiered brackets. So for purchases between $700,000 to $1 million, we charge $17,000 including GST. And then 1 to 1.3, $20,000 including GST. And then for purchases over 1.3 million, we charge a price of 1.75% including GST. So the way we work things out is we charge that upfront fee of $4,400, and then the remaining fee is due when the purchase goes unconditional. Now, the reason buyer's agents charge their final fees typically before settlement is for security around their income. As a buyer's agent, we don't collect trust funds as a deposit when a property purchase is being made. So it is more effective for buyer's agents to charge their fees typically when you've secured the property and you've passed your building and pest and you've passed your finance clause because you're committed to making that purchase. So we know what a buyer's agent does and we know roughly how much they might charge you. What are the benefits of using a buyer's agent rather than just going out there and buying a property yourself? Now, a buyer's agent should be able to give you local expertise and be market savvy when it comes to buying a property. Whether you're buying your own home in a blue chip location or you're buying an investment property where the numbers need to stack up, a buyer's agent should be able to give you the on the ground look and feel as to what a reasonable property is and where they see great value. They should be able to provide you with due diligence. Why are they looking at certain suburbs or certain streets? What's the data that backs up the properties that they're recommending to you? And you should also be able to leverage off of their experience to work out the best approach towards negotiating on that property. And that leads me into the next point. Negotiation is a critical factor that a lot of people struggle with when it comes to buying property. Plenty of people throw offers out there. They might be looking for 3, 6, 12 months. I've heard of people who go and get a pre-approval every 3 months for 2 years and don't end up buying a property. The market can continue to move on you if you're slow at finding the right property for you. If you're looking for 3, 6, 12 months, the analysis you did 12 months earlier is not going to apply where the market is today. So you need to have your finger on the pulse. You need to be continually looking at the suburbs and doing your detailed analysis around what value propositions stack up for your current situation and your current borrowing capacity. I always come back to, as a buyer's agent, looking at your finances and looking at your strategy and making sure they're aligned to find the right property for that individual. A buyer's agent should also save you time and stress in looking for a property. So if you're not able to pound the pavement and look at properties yourself, a buyer's agent should be able to give you photos and videos of walkthroughs, as well as reach out to their network of local agents to get access to off-market and pre-market deals. Now here at Purpose Property, we buy roughly 1 in 4 properties or 25% off market. And that comes through years of building our brand, our network, and our reputation in the Brisbane market. This gives us access to deals that the everyday punter just doesn't get access to. And we're typically walking through the door when they're taking photos in preparation for an open home, and we can put offers in place if we see value on a certain property when it's off market like that. So our key points of difference at Purpose Property as buyer's agents is that we're local area experts. I'm actually a chartered accountant by trade, so I have detailed knowledge and understanding of finances and reporting and depreciation and running your numbers on deals to make sure it stacks up. And thirdly, Emily and I are investors ourselves. We've built over a $5 million property portfolio, and we've invested here in the Brisbane market with roughly $3.5 to $4 million worth of assets in this market. And then we've also invested in New South Wales with our unit block in Coffs Harbour, which we purchased late in December 2021. And so we've got our money where our mouth is in terms of investing here in the Southeast Queensland market and expanding into other states to build our property portfolio ourselves. Now, there's totally arguments out there that you can do all of this yourself. And I agree. I've made videos in the past where I say you don't need a buyer's agent. You don't have to use a buyer's agent in this day and age. But given we're in a market with information overload, we've got so many data points hitting us in the face at this point in time, and there's more and more competition with the online space that we're playing in with the property market. For the right type of buyer, there can absolutely be value in using a buyer's agent and paying that fee for service to find the right property for them. The other thing to note is that you can actually capitalize the buyer's agent's fee into the purchase of an asset. So say you used our services and you bought an asset for $650,000. Our total fee of $14,000 including GST gets added to the cost base for that property. So that would actually bring your cost base to $664,000, meaning that when you sell the property, say you sell for a capital gain down the track for $800K, you can actually reduce your cost base and reduce your capital gains tax. Now, in my opinion, there is plenty of free information and books and podcasts and YouTube videos out there that you can build up your knowledge and skills and then go out there and take action. That's the real key here. You can't just sit on the sidelines and hope that things are going to work out for the best. You need to take the steps and actions to actually move your property portfolio forward. Now, there's lots of educational content out there, and we actually offer a course called Invest with Purpose to help people buy and build a multi-million-dollar property portfolio. So if you're interested in that, head over to purposeproperty.com.au. You can also find a breakdown of our buyer's agent process and what we do here at Purpose Property, also at our website at purposeproperty.com.au. Is a buyer's agent right for you? I'd love to hear your thoughts as to what you think about buyer's agents in the market moving forward. They're becoming more and more popular. So are you planning on using a buyer's agent in the near future? Or are you more of a DIY investor? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to see some recent Brisbane client purchase examples that myself and the team have made here, then click this playlist over here. Thanks for sticking around. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.